This young woman, homeschooled, uh, she has a presence that's remarkable. You're going to hear it tonight. She's going to be one of our keynote speakers. But most of all, she's so humble about what she's accomplished. She's so matter of fact about these wonderful gifts she's been given. It was very humbling, moving for me to talk with her today. She'll enchant you when you get to know her tonight. So Isabel Zerbrinsky, come on up here. Here we go. Extraordinary, captivating, beautiful young woman who's going to be a leader worldwide. And so please, please, drink, eat, and be merry, but do it quietly and listen to what this young lady has to say. Off you go, sweetie.
Thank you. Hello, and welcome to our respected hosts, the Confucius Institute U.S. Center, to each of tonight's honorees, and to their friends and families. My name is Isabel Baling Zerbinsky. I'm 12 years old, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia, and I've been studying Mandarin for 7 years. 欢迎大家们光临，我鲍林，我12岁，我来自弗吉尼亚州利士曼，我学习汉语已经7年了。I started studying. I started learning Mandarin 7 years ago, and I quickly fell in love with the language. It was so beautiful, and it was unlike anything I'd ever heard before. Soon, I was watching TV and movies from China without subtitles and understanding it. Early favorites of mine were Pleasant Goat and Big Big Wolf, Xia Yang Hui Tai Lang, and Big Head Son, Small Head Dad, 大头儿子小头爸爸. I know some of you know those. I'm sure, they were so different than anything I'd seen on American TV. My story might have ended there, as a kid who took a few Chinese lessons and watched some TV from China. But this was just the beginning of a fantastic ongoing adventure, all thanks to the Confucius Institute. Google states the Confucius Institutes promote and teach the Chinese language across the world. While that is true, it doesn't even begin to describe how the Confucius Institute has enriched my life, just as I am sure it has done for each of tonight's honorees. The Institute has exposed me to numerous new ideas, art forms, and cultural events, and brought me across the world to meet friends made through the Confucius Institute. It's hard to learn a new language in a vacuum. Learning from a computer or a teacher a few times each week is not the same as being part of a community that exists to share Chinese language and culture. Luckily, I found a Confucius Institute near my home in Virginia. The William and Mary Confucius Institute was participating at the Virginia Fine Art Museum's annual China Fest. They were running a calligraphy table, and I waited in a long line to have my name, Baling, written in traditional Mandarin. It was beautiful, and I told the people running the table that I wanted to learn how to do Chinese calligraphy. The staff of William and Mary Confucius Institute invited me to join them in Williamsburg, where they offer courses on many aspects of Chinese culture, from travel tips to calligraphy to Tai Chi to cooking to music. The first course I chose was a cooking class because, like everyone here, I'm sure, I love Chinese food. The chef was the famous chef Peter Chang. We prepared all kinds of dishes with an emphasis on the hot and numbing combination, ma la. I also had the chance to attend several Mid-Autumn festivals, try my first mooncakes, attend an erhu concert, watch performances of Tai Chi and Kung Fu. I also spent spring and summer break camps at their culture camps. Now, I'm a junior assistant counselor at the camps, and and it is wonderful to meet all the children and speak about China to them. As I progressed in my study of Mandarin, I started taking the Hanban Youth Chinese tests through the Confucius Institute. So far, I've taken all 6 of the YCT exams, and I'm ready to start on the HSKs for older students. Importantly, the tests identify your strengths and weaknesses so you can focus on your studies. This fall, my family and I were fortunate to be able to spend almost a month in China. While I was there, I had the unique opportunity to visit a 6th grade class in Chengdu. This was arranged by Confucius Institute professor Qiong Yang, whose daughter attended the school. I shared my experiences growing up in the US, and the Chinese students shared their experiences growing up in China. I asked them what they would like people in America to know about middle schoolers in China. Can you guess what all of the kids wanted us to know? Like kids everywhere, they all shouted out homework. They said that they have way too much homework and not enough time for social and fun activities. They seem to think that American kids just have fun all the time. This is not true, by the way. Being able to visit China and speak to other middle schoolers entirely in Mandarin is something I never could have imagined a few years ago. It all happened because of my friends at the Confucius Institute at William and Mary College. Qiong Yang also helped us plan our trip to China. There were so many things to see that she had to help us slim down our itinerary. It is difficult to choose what we enjoyed most. Highlights from our trip include hiking on a less developed part of the Great Wall at Sima Tai, visiting the Terracotta Warriors, Bingma Yong, walking on one of the oldest, largest, and best preserved Chinese city walls in Xi'an, riding the fastest elevator in the world in Shanghai, and of course, eating countless dumplings in Beijing. Aside from the school trip, my favorite part was in Chengdu when we went to a banquet with Professor Qiong and her family. They had arranged for me to have my own private face-changing performance, Bianlian. It was truly amazing and unexpected. Many other opportunities have come up through my association with William and Mary Confucius Institute. Through them, I learned about languagepolicy.org, a group that promotes the study of languages in public schools. I was able to join with them and lobby my Virginia senators, Tim Kaine and Mark Warner, to support increased funding for language education. Only 18% of American kids learn a second language. In China and Europe, almost all kids are exposed to second languages. We need to do better. The theme of this year's gala is Discovering New Horizons, and this speech only scratches the surface of what I've been able to accomplish thanks to Confucius Institute. And although this is my story, I know that everyone being honored here tonight have similar stories to share. On behalf of all of the honorees, I would like to thank the Confucius Institute for all it does to share the wonderful language and culture of China with the world. And for William and Mary Confucius Institute specifically, for all it has done for me. From learning to cook with Chef Peter Chang, to making friends in a classroom in Chengdu. Thank you, and congratulations again to all of the honorees.谢谢你们再次祝贺所有的获奖者。
Let's hear it for this young woman.
Thank you.